Good evening, everybody. I am Chance Durheim, and welcome to a one-of-a-kind event here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Roval. Tonight, the Underdog Racing League presents the Heartburn Turn 80, brought to you by Wild Bill's Soda. Over 35 laps, we'll watch some of the most daring drivers take on one of the trickiest tracks in motorsports. The Roval itself is a unique beast, part road course, part oval, and entirely unpredictable. Tight corners, elevation changes, and of course, that infamous Heartburn turn. This track demands precision, patience, and plenty of nerve. Stage breaks at lap 10 and at the Roval and meet our starting lineup. Starting on the pole will be the number 15 of Jason Fensler. Set a blistering lap time, about 3/10 better than second place Will Young, whose car is not loaded in yet, so can't go look at Will yet, but Will Young will start second. We'll move on to third place. That will be taken by Dylan Zampa. Last week he thought he finished second. After some post-race penalties, he actually got elevated up to the win, got his first win of the season, so didn't show it on the broadcast, but sorry, everything just went out there. Nick Gardner will start fifth. He was one of those drivers penalized last week for driving through too many pit boxes. Then we have Christopher Heitz. That's not Christopher Heitz. There's Christopher Heitz. He will start sixth in the number 21 machine. Then we have Jake Williams starting seventh. Starting eighth is the number 82 of Nicholas Seams. And then we have ninth, Corey Hassler in the 25. Running out our top 10 will be Noah Tansman driving the number 66 machine. A little bit deeper through our field will be 11th, Dylan Walterman driving the 16. Then we have David Chapman Jr. starting to his outside. As the cars get ready to roll away here. Starting 13th is the 72 of Kurt Cairns. 14th is the 17 of Derek Riley. 15th will be Chase Durheim, who stepped into the broadcast booth last week. This week he's back on the racetrack. And we have Jason Bottom starting 16th. 17th will be Austin Gustafson, driving the 18 machine. We have Blake Kennedy in the number 7, starting 19th. Cody Dorsey, or he will be 18th. Cody Dorsey will be 19th, driving the 9, and then the 28 Annetta Steele will start 20th. Dakota Bly, 21st. In the 58, Justin Stenard was slotted to be 22nd. He's going to drop to the rear for some race control duties, I believe. Then we have Scott Kerberg. He'll start 23rd. 24th will be Stephen Horner. Scott Milner will start 25th in the 31. And then Ryan Seams will have to start from the pits due to not laying down a qualifying lap. So that is your field. And it should be a fun 35 laps. Remember, stages are at lap 10 and lap 20. And Jason Fensler, I believe, has a to the rear penalty at the start of this race. So he was supposed to start. Or he was supposed to start on the pole. Now he will have to start at the rear. So I don't think he's the only guy with a penalty tonight, but we'll see. Scrolling through it. Yeah, Scott Milner has to go to the end. Jason Fensler to the end. A lot of penalties post-Iowa. I mentioned at the top, Merritt and Gardner both drove through too many pit boxes there at the end. And then Fensler, Scott Milner, and I believe Corey Hassler has a penalty as well. Austin Gustafson, David Cooley, Yeah, a lot of post-race penalties, but I believe that is everybody who is accounted for. That will give the lead to, I believe technically Zampa is the control car in iRacing's view. I don't know if Will Young will be given it, but it is Will Young at least up front alongside Zampa, and they will be our front row. But we're getting ready to go green here. Zampa and Young getting ready to let us start from the Roval. And it's a little bit of a jumbled up start, but Zampa gets away. And he will lead going into the Heartburn turn. Everybody clean through there so far. Not Jason Seams, not Nick Gardner. Everybody around. Now, usually we don't call cautions on these road courses, but today we will have one, as that one pretty much blocked the entire track. So, a rare Underdog Racing League road course caution. Of course, we still do have them at the stages, but wow, right away, caution is out. Let's go take a look at what happened. So everybody got through the start pretty well there. But we'll see it coming through turn one. Everybody on colder tires. The car not really able to be pushed, and Seams just thought he was clear. He wasn't. And then everybody else just tried to get out of the way. Nobody really ARCA braked it through there. That was really good, but yeah, right away, big issues. Mainly for the 81 and the 27. They looked like they got the hardest hit there, but a lot of other drivers involved as well. If you guys remember last week, I was not with you guys. Well, I was here, but obviously not doing the broadcasting. I was sick, so still carrying over a little bit this week, so I'm probably not going to talk as much under the cautions and things like that, but I will try to give you the best that I've got for at least as long as I can. But it'll be Dylan Zampa, your leader, Will Young second, and let's go hear from Wild Bill Soda.
You're looking mighty thirsty. Wild Bill's pure cane sugar, old-fashioned sodas.
Thank you, Wild Bill Soda, for being the presenting sponsor of Underdog Racing League this season. So we should be going green next time by. Not this time, but very chaotic start here. We're going to see a lot of drivers who maybe started higher, like Gardner, Seams, Jason Fensler as well. Was the pole sitter, got penalized. Going to have to start at the rear. A lot of guys having to work their way through the field when normally you wouldn't. Usually it's just if you set a fast lap at a road course, you're going to be up front all day, but today it's going to be a little different for a few guys. Hassler and Walterman going to come down pit road. quite a few other guys going to come in and top off at the end of this. And it'll be another lap before we go green, so in the end it'll be about a 5-lap sprint for the first stage here, so Scott Kerberg just set the fastest lap of the race with a 2-minute 13-second lap. Obviously we have not run a green flag lap yet, so that would be why that is. And we do not shorten cautions here due to the differences in strategy that may cause. So if it feels like it's taken forever, well, that's really just because it's a road course. But again, I'm going to try to save my voice when I can, so probably from about now till they get out of the backstretch chicane next lap, I will be pretty silent, so I'll be back with you once we get ready to go green. Alright, I am back and ready to take you through to the end of the stage here. It's lap 4, it'll be lap 5 when we go green, and you already see a lot of shuffling through the front of the field. Gustafson, Zerheim, Horner, all up 10 spots each as your biggest movers after just about one corner green flag racing, but it's back out, and we are underway. Another great start for Zampa, and he gets away clean. Looks like everybody else is doing the same. Clean through turns 1 and 2. And Zampa's still running away. Gustafson and Seams, they were side by side for a second. A little bit of contact there. But again, everybody stays clean. Zampa, your race leader, out to a 1-second advantage over Young and Tansman. Go back to Gustafson. He's trying to hold off the advances of Nick Seams. This is the battle for 4th. Let's see who can get through that corner the best. Seams with a great exit. Not able to get to the rear bumper just yet, but I'll be working on him. You can see the variance in lines as Gustafson gets real loose out of the corner there. The variance that these guys take in their lines on entry and on exit. Everybody runs this course a little bit differently. Let's go up front though, as Will Young still trying to chase down Dylan Zampa. It'll also take you for a little bit of a ride around Charlotte and let you get familiar with the road course we've got here tonight. Will Young just set the fastest lap of the race last lap at 10th, better than Dylan Zampa. We have a caution on the track. My racing is having some problems getting through the Roval, but let's go take a look at what happened. I'm not sure exactly where this started, so... Oh, there it is! 88-17. David Chapman and Derek Riley is where that happened. Let's go take a look at it again. So Jason Fensler moving to the inside of Chapman. All clean there. And Chapman just gassed it up a little too much. Got around and caused the roadblock. Blake Kennedy involved. Ryan Seams. Doesn't look like either of those two drivers. Well, Blake had a lot of damage, but it didn't seem like Ryan had all that much. But they got it all sorted out. And that'll put us under our second Mission 22 caution. This should be the end of the stage, though, so I would expect maybe some drivers to come down pit road here, or maybe they will wait and do it next time, under the next stage break. So there have been some issues with my audio just randomly cutting out, so I am going to make a couple adjustments and see if I can get that fixed before we get going green here. iRacing did not like the move I pulled there, but hopefully it fixes it for the long run. Everybody coming down pit road except Chase Durheim and Nick Gardner. Dylan Walterman, Austin Gustafson, Cody Dorsey, all going to stay out as well. So this should be a one-stop strategy race, so some drivers thinking they want to take their stop a little bit later, maybe try to flip the next stage if anybody else decides to come down, but most drivers opting to just come down right away and get their stop over with. Now, if you think tires matter more than track position, you would stay out right here, come in at the end of stage 2, but if you don't really think that the tires are a factor, come in now. You could put fresh tires on, but since it will be your last stop of the race, won't have anything else to really worry about. Just got to protect those tires. But that will give the lead over to Chase Durheim. And he won earlier this year on a little bit of a strategy call, so see what he can do this week. A couple drivers behind him have already come down. Nick Gardner, Dylan Walterman, and Austin Gustafson. First two came in on lap 3 under the first caution. And then Austin came in on lap 7. If you guys have any questions under these Mission 22 cautions, feel free to put them in the chat and I will respond to them through there. Again, trying to save my voice the best I can under these cautions. But once we go green, I will be back to my normal self, hopefully. Alright, so when we get restarted here, it's going to be Durheim, Gardner, Walterman, Gustafson, Dorsey, Hassler, Zampa, Young, Tansman, Fensler, your top 10. And then, looking at that first stage, Dylan Zampa was the stage winner, and now he's going to start all the way back in 7th. So we'll see how he can maneuver his way back through the field, or if he can at all. It's going to be a great battle between Zampa, Young, Tansman, and Fensler. I think those are 4, maybe not the 4 fastest cars, but certainly 4 of the fastest cars. And whichever one can get through traffic the best, get back up here, is going to be in for a lot of points at the end of stage 2. But right now, it is Durheim, Gardner, Walterman, and Gustafson in the catbird seat to get them right now. And Zampa is not being shown on my leaderboard. It says he's out right now. He might have had a disconnection. So that'll be something to watch. See if he can come back at all. But as of right now, he may be out of the race, at least for the time being. But here goes Durheim through the chicane. And we are under green. See how much the front of these cars picks up when they are on the throttle. It's pretty crazy. Side by side for second, though. Gardner gets in front of Walterman. And Austin Gustafson looking to do the same. Couple cars off course. Cody Dorsey, one of them. He has re-emerged, but lost a ton of spots right there. I talked to Durheim pre-race, and it didn't seem like he thought he was going to be up near the front or leading very many laps, but got a few under caution, and right now under fire from Gardner. Looks like he got ran into the back there. And somebody else spinning back there. Noah Tansman, Justin Stenard both around. And this will not bring out a caution. Not something that is really bunching up the whole field here. And everybody gets on through. Here's Will Young working his way through the traffic. And yeah, it looks like Zampa is out of this race. He can rejoin if he does before the end of the stage. Maybe he can get one of his laps back, and if we get a caution, he can get back on the lead lap. But right now, he is out. But Will Young trying to make quick work of all this traffic, all the way up to 5th already. Or up to 4th, working on 3rd in Austin Gustafson. We were trying to go on board Will Young earlier. We'll do it again here. Give you a feel of what this track is like, and we have Jason Fensler around. It was right around the Heartburn turn. I don't know what happened exactly. Let's go take a look. He just got shipped a little bit by Kurt Cairns, and then he couldn't collect it. Around he went. We'll catch up back live. He is way off the pace, and Dylan Zampa is back 1 lap down. So as long as nobody else goes a lap down, he should be able to get the free pass. Here goes Will Young, trying to move all the way up to 3rd already. And he's got it easily. Right now, Young looks to be the fastest car on this racetrack. That last lap he was, and he had to make a couple passes, so. We'll try to go on board with Will one more time, because I do want you guys to get a feel of what this racetrack is like. Sometimes when you just stay in the broadcast cams, it's hard to pick up on what all these corners are like, but we've got a great battle for the lead brewing. Young working on Gardner, but Gardner trying to work on Durheim. Will Gardner choose defense or offense? We'll see it going through turns 10, 11, 12, and 13 on the back here. Young gonna back way off. All over the back bumper of Nick Gardner. Here he goes to the inside. Will Young has a rocket ship right now, all the way up to 2nd. Last week Chase was on the broadcast, wondering where Will Young was. Looks like he found him this week. All over his back bumper to the inside for the lead in the Heartburn turn. Young from 8th to 1st in just 3 laps on this restart. Your new race leader. And Young is going to try to get away here. Battle for 5th, or for 4th, excuse me. Hassler, Gustafson. Side by side, Austin holding them off. Gustafson joined the season, I believe, about 3 or 4 races in, but he's been a pleasant surprise early on. Been very fast, very clean, and great new part of our new league here. Well, not our new league, but our new season in this league. Nick Gardner, Chase Durheim, they are battling for 2nd. I think they would both much rather have this be the battle for the lead, but with Will Young's pace, this is going to be have to be what they settle for. Gardner taking a peek to the inside, not going to go there. He will stay tucked up behind. Gardner is 2nd in the regular season point standings. Got a pretty big deficit to Jason Fensler, but he can cut into it a little bit here. Into the back bumper, Durheim again. Gardner has been trying to find a way by for a few laps now, ever since the restart, just hasn't been able to do it. You can tell these guys definitely have different spots where they hit the brakes at. Just with the way Gardner's been all over Chase. He's definitely the faster car. Looks like Chase might just let him on by here. So Nick Gardner up into 2nd place. Durham going to have to hold off Gustafson and Hassler, who are hard charging behind him. Let's go a little bit deeper here. A lot of cars in close proximity. Jake Williams, Ryan Seams, Jason Seams, all these guys trying to get up to Austin Gustafson for 4th. A lot of these guys are the guys that came down under the stage break there and trying to regain some of the track position they lost with some guys staying out. Only 2 drivers have not been to pit road yet, Chase Durheim and Cody Dorsey. Jake Williams looking for a way by. And he got it because Corey Hassler just missed the chicane entirely. Had to make a stop and go on that little painted part there, and Jake got by Hassler, but now he's got Ryan Seams working on him. Ryan up the inside. Jason trying to follow him through. Wasn't able to do so. Battle is on for 3rd. Gustafson trying to pick off another driver. Austin ran his fastest lap of the race last lap. He was a full second better than Chase Durheim. See what he can do through here. Nick Seams just got by Dylan Walterman for 8th place. Jason Seams! Oh, of course. Let's take a look at what happened there. What in the world happened? So Jason, I don't know if that's something with his steering wheel breaking, but tried to get back on track and make the corner, but that was just a very odd incident. He's going to drop quite a few positions. Chase Durheim slow with damage. What happened here? Oh, we're going to catch a Justin Stannard. Oh, no. Very heavy damage, but I don't know what happened to Chase. I don't know what could have happened here. Did he maybe miss a shift? Oh, he's just coming down pit road. Okay. But then there was smoke, so we'll catch up live. Chase back on the racetrack. He's trying to flip the stage. So much going on here tonight at the Roval. Let's get up to Ryan Seams. He is into 3rd position. Remember, the leaderboard on the left side will not update until we get to the start-finish line. So, if you're wondering why drivers are not in the position I say they are, that would be why. So now we cross the line. Seams going to move up to 3rd. And it's been a big drive for not only Ryan Seams, but Jake Williams as well. He's up into 5th. Nick Seams up into 6th after coming down pit road under the stage caution. But one thing to watch out for is what just happened right here with our leader and the number 14 of Scott Kerberg. Scott just got put a lap down, and that is a big detriment to this guy right here, Dylan Zampa. Dylan is 1 lap down. Now is not the first car 1 lap down, so he's got to go get by Kerberg, who is about a half a lap in front of him here. And also, he just has to hope nobody else goes a lap down. Dakota Bly would be the next one with a shot at it. He's about 9 seconds up the road of Will Young. But yeah, in one lap here, I don't see, unless there's a huge mistake from Scott, if Zampa can get back on the lead lap. Cody Dorsey now 1 lap down. And he just came off pit road, so you see him right there in the distance. Zampa is certainly going to be trapped 1 lap down here after this stage break. And like I said, this should be a one-stop race for almost everybody. Maybe if you're Will Young, you'd come down, get some more tires just so you are at an advantage the entire time, but Will coming through the backstretch chicane for the final time in Washam's on the Fence Stage 2. Out to a 10-second advantage over Nick Gardner, Ryan Seams, Austin Gustafson, and Jake Williams. So, dominant Stage 2 win for Will. Oh no! Blew the last corner. Had to stop. Ended up going again, and there he goes on by. So we'll have to have the top 10 get by before we officially conclude the stage here. Let's go find a little bit of action. This is 7th, Corey Hassler. He gets on by, and then here's Derek Riley, the 10th guy running. That should bring out the caution right there. There it is. So caution is out for the conclusion of Stage 2. Right on the left, that is the accurate Stage 2 results. So Will Young picks up the stage win. Nick Gardner, Ryan Seams, Austin Gustafson, Jake Williams Sr. are your top 5. Nick Seams, Corey Hassler, Dylan Walterman, Kurt Cairns, and Derek Riley round out your top 10. Jason Fensler, your points leader, back here running 12th. Was never able to fully recover from his spin in Stage 2. But we know he has the pace. He had the pole, had to go to the back due to an ARCA brake penalty from last week. Oh yeah, he rides 12th and second in the points. Nick Gardner just got second in the stage right there, so could see a little bit of a swing in the points after tonight. Everybody just trying to catch up to the pace car. There it is. And this will probably be a little bit closer to a 10-lap stage than the full 15 that it is advertised as. Just got to run the caution laps, of course, and those trickle into the Stage 3 laps. So I think one thing that will be interesting is if the tires really matter at all. I wouldn't expect anybody to come down. Nick Gardner I would, because he came in only on lap 3. But everybody else that came in on lap 8 or later, I just don't think they would come down and give up the track position for the tires. Chase Durheim, Jason Seams, they came down before the stage, so they should at least pick up the position from Gardner, maybe one from Walterman and Hassler if they decide to come down, but everybody else, I just don't think so. So this will be when we see pit stops, if they do happen, but like I said, I wouldn't expect them other than Nick Gardner, but no! A lot of drivers coming down here. Very interesting. So that might mean Dylan Zampa does get his lap back. Durham and Seams, they're going to stay out. They just flipped the stage, and they're going to go back to the lead. Chase Durham texted me one stop at the end of stage 1, so I don't know if that was just his strategy, what he was going for, or I thought that meant everybody was going to try a one stop, but no. Everybody coming out of the pits, and we've got a whole new race on our hands here. And yeah, one guy that loves this is Dylan Zampa. He will be back on the lead lap once he takes the wave around, as well as Scott Kerberg. So they will be back on the lead lap at the tail end. And it'll be Durham, Seams, and Will Young, your top three. That's huge for Dylan Zampa, though. I didn't think he would be able to get back on the lead lap because the cautions, although we've had 2 natural cautions, they are a little more rare on the road courses, and he would have needed to catch one at the right time, but with everybody else coming down, he will move to the front. I think that Durham and Seams have played this strategy very well, though. Doesn't seem like the tires matter too much, and yeah, I don't know if Chase has the fastest car. He started about 15th, but was able to use some strategy to get him near the front in stage 1 and or at the start of stage 2, and he's done it again here, so see how long he can hold on to it, but I know he is good till the end of the race, so he and Jason Seams should both be the same there. I know in these cautions it does take a while for the leaderboard to update, but Durham here is the leader with Seams in second. So there go the 2 cars that were a lap down. They'll get their laps back. They'll have to kind of hustle their way around here to get caught up in time. So that leaves just 1 car 1 lap down. That is Justin Stannard in the 33 in 23rd position. Something to note though, Zampa and Kerberg both came down on lap 10 and lap 11, so I don't know if they've got the fuel to make it to the end. That could be a problem for them as we get deeper into this race, but I think they should be okay. Durham and Seams both went 18 laps before they had to pit. There was a lot of that under caution, but yeah, like I said, I think it'll be alright. It's about 18 what Zampa and Kerberg would have to go. Couple fast cars buried a little bit in traffic. All kind of around each other. Nick Seams, Jason Fensler, Noah Tansman. Those three guys were fast in qualifying and have been fast in parts of this race, but just have lost some track position one way or another, and they're now mired back there. Dylan Zampa is on pit road right now. I tried to switch to him, and his car is just not there, so I don't know if he had another issue with his internet or what, but I'll see right here. No, it does not say anything, so interesting. So the one car is still on pit road. Scott Milner is as well, but we're getting ready to go back green. It'll be Durheim and Seams, your front row. Here we go. Jason Seams got a pretty good restart on the outside there. He's going to be able to hang alongside Durheim through turn one here. Almost contact, but they get through cleanly. Here comes Will Young for second. One car in the wall a little bit deeper in the field, but no caution. Everybody has made it through 1 and 2. That's the trouble spot where we've had the cautions tonight. Nick Gardner, Ryan Seams, battle for fourth. Seams shoots it up the inside. Big move. Now, an advantage that Durheim and Seams, Jason Seams, have right now is their tires are not as cold as the drivers around them. Cold tires are as we've lost some stuff right there. Oh, we see Dylan Zampa back on track. And there we go. Okay. Back live. But yeah, their tires are not going to be cold. They are going to be a lot easier to drive on, at least for the first lap or two. That's probably why you haven't seen Will Young just fly right on by these guys. Took a peek that time. Didn't go for it, though. Jason Seams trying to hold off Will Young. If he can do it long enough, maybe he'll get some support from his brother Ryan. Will Young is in the Seams sandwich. And that's pretty common to be in this league. All three of the Seams are usually running around each other and easy to get caught up in between. Here goes Will Young to the outside. He is there. Here goes Jason Seams up the inside. Hops the curb. Everybody does. Everybody was pretty out of sorts there, but no contact. No positions changed. No blood drawn. Everybody keeps on fighting. Young looking to make a move. Doesn't have anything for him. Chase Durheim blew it. Just did not make the chicane. And he's going to drop all the way back to 7th. New leader Jason Seams. Durheim has been under pressure for quite a few laps now, and right there he just cracked. Almost contact between 68 and 81. Here comes Ryan Seams now. What a race this has been. If Jason can hold up Will enough, Ryan Seams may be able to move right on by Will Young for second. Watch for Nick Gardner lurking in fourth. He was second in stage 2. We know he's got a fast car. Here goes Ryan Seams to the outside. Gonna tuck back in line. But Jason is running away a little bit here. That lap, Jason Seams fastest car on the racetrack. He's got the clean air. It's not like the air is going to affect your car a whole lot, but a lot of times it's just easier to hit your marks when you don't have to worry about running into somebody in front of you. 8 laps to go here in the Heartburn turn, 80 presented by Wild Bill's Soda. This has been a wild one so far. Ooh, seems a little loose there. Now Will Young is knocking on the door to the inside. And Will Young is your new race leader. What will Jason do down the back? Jason Seams was your Daytona 500 winner, but ever since then has not reached victory lane. Been a very consistent driver in the top 10 a lot, but hasn't been able to pick up another one. Here goes Ryan Seams! Like a rocket ship to the inside. He goes flying on by. Gotta wonder if maybe a little bit of tire wear is starting to get to the driver of the 81. Fastest lap of the race for Ryan Seams, Austin Gustafson, Noah Tansman, Blake Kennedy, Dennis Steele, everybody getting hot late here and trying to set their fastest laps possible. Go back a little farther. Here's Jason Fensler. He's up to 7th. Trying to work on Jake Williams for 6th. And he is all over him. See Nick Gardner, Jason Seams. Those two battling it out there for 3rd up ahead. Can see it all off the nose of Jason Fensler. Jason going to be a little more conservative through the chicane here. Look like Jason Seams might have had to make a stop and go up there. Chasterheim is out of the race. See if we can see what happened, or no, it's not going to show us Chase at all. Just going to be Justin Stannard spinning around. And this is Chase right here. Could try to fast forward. Might have just had to step away. Yeah, looks like that's what it was. So a driver who led probably the 2nd most laps out of anybody, now out of the race. But here is Jason Fensler still working on Jake Williams. And this was looking to be a ton of points picked up for Nick Gardner in 4th, but Fensler is inevitable. Still picking up spots late as we go here. That last lap, Ryan Seams was a 2nd faster than Will Young. So we may have something brewing here with 5 laps to go. Maybe Will was being a little patient and just kind of coasting that last lap, but Ryan Seams is flying right now. Ryan started all the way back in the 26th position. Started from pit road tonight. Was not able to get a qualifying lap down. Had to start from the pits, and here he is trying to take the win away from Will Young. This lap has been a lot better for Young out in front. But Ryan is still there. Still certainly has a shot at this thing. Fensler got by another driver. He's up to 5th. Next on the list, Jason Seams. See if we can find some action a little bit deeper in the field. David Chapman, Blake Kennedy. Haven't seen a lot of these guys. They were both involved in an early wreck, but have recovered to be 13th and 14th. That's what these road course races are about. It's really just whoever can wreck the least in the last stage and make the fewest mistakes once you get kind of in this midfield part. Ooh, there was quite a bit of action right there. I don't know what happened. We're going to back up. Jason Seams just spinning around, it looks like. Let's see what happened. Yeah, getting into turn 6 there, just spun it around. And that's a pretty blind corner, so great job by everybody getting around him there. Could be a couple spots lost for Seams. He's trying to hold off Corey Hassler right here. We're coming to 3 laps to go here. And Ryan Seams still trying to chase down Will Young for the race win. Both drivers on equal tires, equal fuel. It is just whoever has the best car right now. Equal setups as well. Here comes Seams. Big move through the infield section there. Down to about 4 car lengths now. Good exit out of turn 8. Onto the oval for Young. Can Will hold him off for 2.5 more laps? Seams making up a lot of time under braking there. If these two get into it, watch for 3rd place driver Nick Gardner to come in and capitalize. Two laps to go this time. Seams is giving it all he's got. Those drivers were not even separated by a 10th last lap. 1 minute 23.316 to a 1 minute 23.3 flat for Ryan Seams. A difference of mere hundredths on a 16 corner road course. Incredible. But Ryan's going to need a lot more than that if he wants to go win this thing. Out of turn 8 and onto the backstretch. That's where Young has been the best. And he did it again right there. Lap car is Steven Horner ahead. We'll see if he impacts this at all. And he'll just drop down to the banking and try to get out of the way. 0.5 of a second separate first and second into the final lap here. Will Young leads. Ryan Seams trying to take it. 1 lap to go. That's a great start to the lap for Ryan Seams. This is the closest he's got. All over the back bumper now. Does Seams have anything for him? Taking a peek to the inside, not gonna go. Into 7 and 8. This is where Will Young has been the best between the two of them. But it looks like Ryan is gonna stay with him a little bit. He got loose off the corner, but he will be close enough, I think. Down the back one more time. Young leads. Seams trying to get around him. That was a good corner for Young. But Seams has been really good through the front stretch chicane. What does he have? Gonna have to get deep in his bag of tricks. Over the bumps. Not enough. Will Young wins it. What a win for Will. What an effort from Ryan. That was one of the best road course races in URL history right there. What a show those two just put on. Incredible. And I don't know what more Ryan Seams could have done right there. Will Young needed to be perfect for about 5 straight laps, and he was. I mean, what an incredible race. We saw strategy, we saw incredible racing at the end, and you can see the finishing results there. Will Young picks up the race win. Ryan Seams second. Nick Gardner third. Jason Fensler with a huge rebound to finish fourth. I think that was about the highest he got all night. We got Austin Gustafson fifth. Jake Williams sixth. Nick Seams seventh. Jason Seams eighth. Kurt Cairns ninth, and Noah Tansman rounds out your top 10. And everybody else from there on back. See Will Young come to the front here and start doing his burnouts, as he is your Heartburn Turn 80 winner, presented by Wild Bill Soda. And the Wild Bill Soda picks up the race win. See Ryan Seams watching there, wishing that he was the one doing the burnouts. What a race, though. I don't always have the highest expectations when we go road course racing, but that battle between Ryan Seams and Will Young for about those last 5 laps was incredible. So we'll wait to hear from our top 3 tonight, and then we'll get you guys on your way. Not a terribly long race here tonight. Had a couple cautions early, but that was about it. I believe it was only probably about an hour, 20 minutes. Not too bad. These road courses usually do go a little quicker because of the lack of cautions, but we even had a few tonight. Here's Will Young. We'll bring him in. Hey, Will, you got me?
Yeah, I got you, dude.
What a win there at the end. I mean, you had to hold off a hard-charging Ryan Seams for about 5 laps there. How did you not crack under the pressure?
You know, it was terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. He was right on my tail for that whole final lap. and I knew I had been messing up that chicane right entering the front stretch. So that was my main fear, was that I was going to push it too hard. Luckily, I got kind of the run into the out of the infield into the oval. Gained a couple of tenths, but yeah, he put up a great fight.
Yeah, and we saw all night you were able to get a big run out of turn 8 onto the oval. How did you do that?
Um, I really have no clue. I mean, um, I guess better throttle control, maybe. I think a couple of my teammates might have been struggling in the infield where I wasn't feeling it as much, and some of the sections where I guess the car kind of just felt a bit more calm for me than it did for them. So that could have been it.
Yeah, and this is such a different racetrack than we normally go to, obviously turning right and left. What is it about these road course races that kind of gives you a little bit of an advantage in how you were able to pick up the win tonight?
Dude, this is another question where I really just have no clue. I mean, put me in a GT3 car and I'll run dead last. Um, I really don't run these that much. Whenever NASCAR goes to road courses and officials, I kind of just decide to skip that week. So, I mean, I really couldn't tell you. Um, but yeah, I really just want to thank Wild Bills. I'm really glad I put on this win for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always good for them to see the Wild Bills machine up there picking up another win on the year. Um, Looking forward in this schedule, since you have a win under your belt, you're locked in. How do you approach these races once we get up towards the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really not gonna be any more aggressive. I'm not trying to make enemies here. I'm just trying to have a good time. So I'll continue to try to be fast. Um, Work on some tire saving, my big issue right now. And hopefully win some more.
Yeah, well, great win tonight, and we are off next week, but after that, we will see you then, Will. Good win, and yeah, we'll see you,
Yeah,
man.
thank you so much. I'll see you.
That was your race winner, Will Young. Let's go grab Ryan Seams. Hey, Ryan, you got me?
I got you.
One spot short there at the end. What more did you need?
For him to make a mistake that I could capitalize on, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, when you're the second place driver, what's your strategy there? And what kind of, or how do you tone the level of aggressiveness, up or down, trying to get by him?
The last couple of laps, I definitely turned it up, and I don't really race the Xfinity a lot, so I'm not comfortable on gassing up too early because I'll end up spinning out. But it's touchy, but I did ramp it up those last couple of laps just to try to do something, but also not to crash. But I mean, I'll take a second place.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you had to start all the way at the rear, believe from the pits during this race, and how did you make it through all the traffic and get up to a second place finish?
To be honest, I was a little qualifying laps didn't go as planned, but I had to start from the pits, and I was just gonna take it easy, and then the caution come out as soon as I exit the pits. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, but I just kind of just took my time and worked my way through. Had a couple of battles here and there with a few of the other racers, and before you know it, I'm like, wow, I'm sitting second and third. I'm like, wow, boy, let's see what happens. I just gotta be smooth going. That's all it is. You just have to be smooth. You can't overdrive it, and it's really hard to do that or not to do that. But I did good enough, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Second place is nothing to scoff at. Big points day, and yeah, congrats on the podium finish tonight, and we'll see you in 2 weeks,
Thank
Ryan.
you. I'd like to thank Wild Bill Soda for sponsoring and all the other sponsors, which I'm not 100% sure what they are, but I'd like to thank them for helping out.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Congrats tonight, and then, yeah, off next week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Ryan Seams, your second place finisher, and yeah, just as Ryan was saying there, Want to thank all of our great sponsors tonight. Well, Bill Soda, our presenting sponsor. Hear them every week, but some of the other guys as well that don't get as much shine, but are great helps to us. Ultimate Siding and Gutters, National Coatings and Supplies, Single Source, R4 Environmental, Java Jacks, Washington's on the Fence, Martin Sports, and Custom Ink are all great supporters of Underdog Racing League. You can find their links down below if you want to help support them. Help support us as well. But thank you guys for watching tonight. Another great URL race. Off next week, and then we'll be back at the Charlotte Oval in 2 weeks. Hope to see you there.